Welcome to Geneva, a city known for its international, rich, and peaceful reputation. And while these are what make this city shine in the eyes of those who visit her, to someone who was born and raised here, you have the honor of knowing what else Geneva has to offer. Not just a multicultural feel and the buzz of a metropolitan city, but also history and striking beauty. Come with me on a tour of the famed and some lesser-known wonders of Geneva. You are likely going to start your visit here, at Geneva's main station, known among locals as Gare Cornavin. Originally opened in 1858, this replaced the former station of Geneva, which now serves the 14 and 18 trams, as well as the numbers 3, 6, 7, 10, 19, and 20 buses as a stop known as Bel Air. After a devastating fire in 1909, and the First World War starting 5 years later, despite it being somewhat rebuilt, the station was still a far cry from its former self. But during the times of the Great Depression, Geneva's determination shined through, and construction of the station we see today was completed in 1931. With it welcoming over 88,000 people on a regular weekday and seeing over 720 departures from its 9 platforms, it links Geneva to the rest of the Swiss railway network and can provide direct train rides to neighboring countries. Due to the increase in railway traffic, the construction of an underground extension is planned to start in 2027 and is to be completed in the 2030s, allowing Geneva to welcome more travelers, both for business and leisure purposes. Easily one of the most visited monuments of Geneva, the flower clock, or Horloge Fleurie, was placed back in 1955 as a dedication to nature and as a symbol of Geneva's watchmakers, with highly respected manufacturers based in Geneva like F.P. Journe and De La Loy Genève, to name a couple. Located on the western side of the English Garden, or Jardin Anglais, the clock face contains around 6,500 flowering plants and shrubs that are changed as the seasons come and go. Its second hand holds the title as the longest one in the world, at a length of 2.5 meters or 8.2 feet, and this was also the largest flower clock in the world, with its diameter of 5 meters or 16 feet, but was eventually beaten by a 15 meter or 49 foot one in Tehran, the capital city of Iran, in 2005. Originally called Belle Promenade, the Bastion's Promenade, or Promenade des Bastions, was originally laid out in 1720 to offer a place for the inhabitants of Geneva to enjoy stepping outside while the city of Geneva sealed itself off to protect its inhabitants from the spread of the plague of Marseille at the time, the last major outbreak of the bubonic plague that claimed an estimated 100,000 lives between 1720 and 1722. It changed functions several times until the 3 buildings that would house the University of Geneva were built between 1868 and 1872, and it now stands today as a park for people to play games, walk down the 3 cobblestone paths, or even enjoy a meal at the Kiosque des Bastions. As you make your way down the promenade, you will come across the International Monument of the Reformation, more commonly known as the Reformation Wall. With the property belonging to the university, it was carved back in 1909 to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the founder of the University of Geneva, Jean Calvin, as well as the university's 350th anniversary. The wall features 11 Protestant figures in total, one among which depicts Jean Calvin, the man who played a significant role in establishing Calvinism in Geneva in the 16th century. Other notable figures include William the Silent, Roger Williams, and Oliver Cromwell. Atop the wall, you can also make out the phrase Post tenebras lux. Translated from Latin, it means after darkness, light, and serves as the motto of Geneva. Geneva started life as a little city-state, and behind the old city walls, it has a rich history. Here, you can find the houses where notable figures once lived, plaques and markers that indicate where certain features and structures once stood, and constant reminders of the day Geneva fought for its sovereignty on the night of the 11th to the morning of the 12th of December 1602 during a battle known as l'Escalade, which is celebrated each year in Geneva. addition to the old town's hidden features, such as remains of the original fortifications that make up part of the parking under the Saint-Antoine Promenade, the cannons that date from 1725 and 1680 that stand by the state archives, and even what remains of a prison that used to stand behind the cathedral, Geneva also contains the longest straight wooden bench on Earth, with a length of 120 meters, or 393.7 feet. The old town is bound to capture your attention, both of the stories it has to tell and its exceptional beauty. In the heart of Geneva stands the Saint-Pierre Cathedral, or Cathédrale Saint-Pierre, whose main structure was built between 1160 and 1288. This Gothic cathedral predates the earliest form of Switzerland itself, which saw the light of day on the 1st of August 1291. This cathedral has been the principal church of the Protestant Church of Geneva since 1535. Beneath the cathedral lay the ruins of former churches that date from as early as the 1st century BC, and is accessible to the public, showing you that this site was deeply religious, long before the cathedral we see today was even built. During the time of the Reformation, however, the cathedral was stripped of all its decorative works of art, with the exception of the stained glass windows, leading up to the plain interior we see today, that contrasts to surviving medieval Roman Catholic churches. Despite that, there is a chapel called the Chapel of the Maccabees, or Chapelle des Maccabées, that was decorated back in the 1890s to offer us a glimpse into what the cathedral used to look like. Tickets to enter the towers are able to be purchased. The climb up the stairs brings you up to the current spire, that was placed between 1897 and 1898, with a height of 71 meters, or 233 feet. Once you pass through, you are met with the stairs that lead up to the North Tower, whose bell chamber contains the largest bell of the cathedral, called La Clémence. The current bell was cast in 1902, and has an impressive weight that surpasses 6 metric tons, which is over 13,227.74 pounds. The South Tower, on the other hand, contains a watch station that was manned from the 16th century up to 1911, and once again during the Second World War, to warn the city about fires or invaders. The watch station still contains the bell that sounded on the night of l'Escalade that allowed us to maintain possession of Geneva against the Duchy of Savoy. It is largely thanks to this unassuming bell called le tocsin that was placed back in 1509 and weighs no more than 270 kilograms, or 595.25 pounds, that Geneva is still here today. Among our public transport that contains trams, trams, and buses, we have these little passenger boats called mouettes that ferry people across the lake. They go to several destinations, with one crossing to the other side near Geneva's beach or Genève plage. But by far, the main attraction there is Geneva's most eye-catching landmark, the water jet that goes by the name of jet d'eau. With it originally being placed in 1886 as a safety valve for a hydraulic power network that released excess water pressure from a hydro-powered industrial power plant that later supported hydroelectric functions until it ceased operations in 1963, was listed as a historic monument in 1988, and has served as a performance space since 1997, the jet d'eau that was removed in 1891 as part of celebrations for the Swiss Federal Gymnastics Festival has remained ever since, and now serves as one of the 5 tallest fountains on Earth, reaching a maximum height of 140 meters or 459.32 feet, and represents Geneva's identity, innovation, and international role. As a native of this city, I can't show everything without spoiling the experience. All I can say is that Geneva is worth the visit. Coming here will allow you to see the true glory of the French-speaking part of the country. The history is unlike anywhere else. There is never a dull moment, and with it hosting the largest historical festival in Europe in December to commemorate l'Escalade, coming to Geneva is likely to be an experience you will never forget.